Well, hello, folks. My name is Kevin Giesland. I'm not a credit, financial, or tax expert. I'm a real estate investor who loves investment properties. And by now, you probably understand I do like to wear Hawaiian shirts when it's not cold. Okay. The whole cap thing, I had someone tell me today I look like I'm 14. It's a little bit lower than I was shooting for, but hey, stay young while you can, right? What I wanted to talk about today was just knowing roughly what you'd be able to get if you had to exit the rental market. What am I trying to say there? Sounds like I'm stuttering over my words, right? Basically, if I had my in-laws live in Kentucky and Indiana, and we used to always talk about moving there. If I moved tomorrow and sold everything, what could I expect to put in my pocket? So I've done a snippet here of just a handful of properties. It shows roughly how much they are worth, the mortgage balances, purchase price, original mortgage, all that fun stuff, right? So, couple things here. Number one, make sure that you're factoring in closing costs. For most folks, when they sell their home, they're typically going to pay 6% to realtors, 3% for their realtor, 3% for the buyer's realtor. And then on top of that, you can have random other closing costs. Now, I'm not factoring in any taxes I'm going to be paying to Uncle Sam, so that's probably something I should. However, I am factoring in the value minus the payoff, and I'm taking out 6% for the realtors, and I'm taking out an extra 10 grand. Now, there's no reason that my closing cost should be an extra 10 grand per house. However, let's say I drop this one 5 grand, or I put in a new AC over here, or whatever the case may be. I like to be conservative before taxes. So all that to say, I cut it short here. Didn't really feel like it was necessary to put that on there. But on this spreadsheet, I've got my loan to value, which right now is 67%. But more importantly, I've got, if I sold every asset that I have, every single house I have, how much would I get? And then beneath that, I also have, if I sold every rental but kept my primary residence, how much would I get? So that just helps me know if that situation ever came up to where the missus and I decided to move and we didn't want to deal with property managers, didn't want to deal with rentals, didn't want to deal with whatever, that lets me know roughly what I could be expecting to get. I think it's really good to consider that, especially as interest rates have been high recently. A couple of properties that I've owned, the value that I could sell it for has actually gone down a little bit. Not a lot, 5 to 10 grand, something like that. But that's good to keep track of, just to know if it ever came to that, what I'd be looking at. So, all that to say, it's good to know your numbers. It's good to have the backup plans if you ended up leaving the market. Something else I just kind of throw in here just because it shows some interest rates. You could see majority of what I did was in 2021 and 2022 when interest rates were crazy low and amazing. That was awesome. If you are thinking about paying a house off early, you might start with the highest interest rate one. So I've got a handful of my properties here, but I left off a few at the bottom. And the last one I purchased was at 5.5 or 6.5%. I can't remember which. Um, but if I'm going to pay one off early, it's definitely going to be that one. When you're talking about 3.5, 3.75% interest, kind of hurts my heart to pay that sucker off early. But the 5.5, sure. Let's put some automated payments towards that, get it paid off early. So for example, whatever the payment is on it, I've got 3 to 350 extra each month automatically going through on that payment to where it's paid off in 15 years. But should my bank account ever get tight or cash flow is an issue, I can make one phone call or log in one time, get that automated payment removed, and now I have that extra 3 to 350 a month. Again, this video wasn't supposed to be about that. I just saw the interest rates, thought that might be a good plug to kind of throw in there. So essentially, all I'm trying to get at here, know your backup plan if you needed to exit the rental market. All right, so hope this helps. If you have any questions, please comment. Thank y'all so much. Y'all take care.